We have so much to talk about. We have so much to laugh about. All here on Finkley.
I put my trust in you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Sunday Best Season 5 winner Joshua Rock is here, and you are tuned into the one and only Michael Finkley Show.
We still
On an all-new Michael Finkley.
Y'all prepare to laugh.
Grammy-nominated comedian and actor Lavell Crawford's here. He talks with us about his start as a comedian, his Grammy nomination, and future plans. It's a show you don't want to miss. Next.
If I can make it through the night, just to see a brighter side, 'cause I've been working all my life just to make it.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Michael Finkley Show. Thanks for joining us today. Happy Black History Month, everybody. I hope that you're learning something out of the norm when it comes down to this month. And just remember, it's not only a month, this is 365. I know that I'm just taking time to pay homage to my family because they made me who I am. So just being grateful and thankful that I come from Black, strong persons, and again, I can be that Black strong person in society today. So again, 365 celebration over here in this corner. All right, y'all, this platform just ceased to amaze me. I just am just in giddiness and awness all the time when I talk about this platform or the Michael Finkley Show. It has been truly a blessing these almost 2 years that I've been doing this, and just meeting new people and hearing their stories and just listening to your comments, reading your comments, and taking the show to level after level after level. It's just been amazing. And when I reached out to this individual to have them on and they said yes, my heart fell into my drawers again because they saw something in me and the platform that we do here, and they wanted to talk with us. So I'm so glad that they decided to do that. I'm talking about funny man, comedian, a Grammy-nominated comedian and actor, Lavell Crawford. It was an honor just to chat with him and see what he has been through, what he went through to get to the point where he is now, and now can add the title to his name forever, Grammy-nominated, and hopefully Grammy winner when that time comes. So again, he just lays it all down on the line. I see him more now as a three-dimensional figure because you see him on television, you only see one side of them, but when you sit down and have a conversation with them, that makes the difference. So I hope you enjoyed this interview because I know I did. I laughed and I thought, and again, just inspirational and also life-changing for me as well. But I'll tell you all that later, okay? Enjoy the interview. Lavell Crawford, everyone. We'll be right back. Coming up, funny man himself is here, Lavell Crawford. Don't you go away.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael Finkley. I'm a Nigerian actor, popularly known as in the industry as Nollywood. And you are watching Michael Finkley Show.
Are you ready for hip-hop and soul? Introducing the hip-hop and soul duo, MC Squared. They chat with us about how they got started, their album release, and so much more. It's a show you don't want to miss. Next Finkley. Finkley Friday. Hello everybody, it's Finkley from the Finkley Experience. We're an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. So we assist students with their college and career endeavors. We train school administrators on the state of first-generation students. And also, we partner with colleges and universities to assist their first-generation population for easy transition from high school to college. So if you're looking for a presenter or a speaker that presents on these topics and so much more, visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com and learn about all that we do. We're looking forward to working with you.
But hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now, my next guest, y'all, he is a comedian and an actor. Y'all know who he is. He is Lavell Crawford. Lavell, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for having me, man. I'm glad my Zoom working out because my wife, she real against technology. So our Wi-Fi, we don't turn it on in the house. They put in electromagnetic waves. So I got you on this little cord, and it would take it all day for this sucker to warm up. It warm up like an old Chrysler. Take all day for it to kick in, and I'm like, my computer, he wanted to act like a Commodore 64. I was like, Lord have mercy. This man said it's like gonna take all the way. That's why I got in here early trying to get the Zoom together. My computer got Alzheimer's. Did you say
Alzheimer's?
Yeah, it's like, did you say Zoom or Zoom? You know, dumbass computer. How you a computer? I'm gotta help you out. Got 14 half a bits of memory. That's it. I said, man, I gotta get my shit together. How long? I'm nominated for a Grammy, but I ain't got quality computer.
But bro, that's the thing though. You here though. You are here.
Yeah.
We chat. Yeah. We're gonna talk it up. We're gonna chat up. We're gonna have some fun too. So I gotta ask the major question that's on everybody's mind. Like, when did you know that you were funny?
Oh man, I guess when I kept on telling people my problems and they were laughing at them, you know, I was just trying to explain stuff to them, you know, trying to be serious. It seems like it's like I can't be. They be thinking I'll be playing, and I guess it's the way I say it, and people just start laughing. I be telling about, you know, I got a black toenail and I need some help. And they like, let me see, what you doing, black toenail? You spill chocolate on it, you know. I think there's something wrong with it. I need some help, you know. And you know, and that's a nightmare, you know, because like Red Fox, you know, he played so much. So when he had a heart attack, they thought he was playing, and I was like, Lord, I hope that don't happen to me. I mean, I want to go out in my deathbed, but I won't be 80 years old. But if I ain't dead yet, I'll be playing. If I'm asleep, he playing. His ass, like, wait the hell, nigga, don't put the cover on me. I can't move.
You go for real. No, you go for real. How old were you when you realized that, like, I can make people laugh for real?
I don't know. I think I was like about 13, man, because I started making people laugh so I wouldn't get my ass whooped. You know, I could fight all right, but you know, your mama put you. My mama was the only woman in the neighborhood had a job. Everybody else got them food stamps, so they hated on her. You know, and she's out there, you know, that real independent woman because she was raised that way, you know. So they, you know, I come on with a Oxford with a little polo on it, you know, the chunky cat too. They trying to whip my ass. Yeah, you know, like, hey, where you get that from? You know, and then they, you know, and I was more of a friendly guy. You know, I was the happy, you know, nice little chunky. The kids they would draw for Sesame Street or something. You know, I was humble, you know, and I thought I watched good things like Mickey Mouse Club. So you see Spider-Man, you want to be a superhero, but I wasn't no violent kid. Some of these kids lived the street. They saw their mom get whooped by they not real daddy. You know what I'm saying? You know, they went through some stuff. So, you know, I tried to be funny. You know, it was tough ass gals and tough ass dudes. So I would get my ass whooped on both sides. So I had to become hilarious, you know. And then I wound up knew that I was strong when I could fight. Then when I went, you know, I got my size on me, then I started whooping ass. Before that, I was telling jokes, trying to keep, I'm making people laugh, whatever stupid ass shit I could get away with, you know. I think that's when I started just being funny, just finding ways of twisting things. I made my mom, when I got out of an ass whooping for a progress report because I made her laugh, I said, oh man, I got something here.
Like, I can do this.
Yeah, I thank you, Lord. I said, hey, man, you know, I got an F, but check this joke out.
When you said that at some point in your life, you're like, you know, comedy is where it's at. How was the support for you? Were people on board with it? Or they were like, no, you can do something else?
No, you know, I'm black, man. You know, ain't nobody on board. You know, people are more supportive to somebody who ain't talented. You know what I'm saying?
True. That's true.
Yeah. Somebody who suck that kid that can't play a lick of basketball, can't hit a home run, can't do his Easter speech. He's studying all through his spitting on shit. He go on, baby. You gonna do it, baby. Here's somebody come up and you do real well. Yeah, you better have. You know, he better have, but this badass don't do everything right. He still got a D in math. D, damn, I'm just hit a home run, you know. Hell with all that. But people support, they want to, especially black folk, we want to support the underdog, you know, not if that underdog start being a winner or a big dog, we start hating. You know, so I had a lot of, my mom supported me, but she didn't come until I got funny. And then when she came, she said she was cringing because she didn't want me to get booed, you know. She thought that people were gonna boo me, but when she seen me go up there being funny, she was like, damn, I didn't even know you had it in you like that. And, you know, and that was a moniker for my seal of approval, confirmation,
right?
That, you know, maybe I got something, you know. So I think, you know, and after that, you know, I think when I first started, it was my uncle, like, he just don't want to work. He don't know. And then they, you know, black folks ain't never got to do nothing to know about it. Black people know about sharks. Yeah, you better not get in that water with them sharks. They gonna eat your ass up. Hey, you been bit by a shark? No, I don't go by the water. But I watch it on the news, you know. And black folks like, yeah, you get in that comedy, they get on drugs, they be out there, be on the street, they be homeless, they on there, that Hollywood bit. I say, you been an actor? No, but I've seen movies. You know, but they'll get you scared, but they'll never give you an encouragement. But I had one cousin, my cousin Lemoyne, God rest his soul. He was my you know, my gay cousin, you know, but he was my cousin, he was my boy. And I left him. I ain't care if he was gay or not, because he was good looking. So he always got the girls to come over to the car. And you know, once they get in that car, I had the mouthpiece. He had the looks, and I had the mouthpiece. So I talk him in the backseat while he eating on the popcorn up and watching the movie. He didn't care about it too much. So I think he used to come to all my shows and open mic. And he would bring all his crew with him. It would be a bunch of gay dudes. They thought I was gay. I wasn't gay, but my cousin is. But he loved me, you know. And they be dressed to the nines. Be up there. That's my boy. They be laughing hard. They be looking at me crazy. I said, shit, I don't care. He was family, you know. And he came to all my shows. And then after that, once people found out about me, my family started hearing about me. Then everybody wanted to, you know. My mama supported me, my cousin supported me first, but then, you know, everybody kind of, you know, after they see me win a contest, oh shit, he might be doing all right. Yeah.
And you're doing better than all right. You've been.
Oh yeah, I'm blessed now. You know, that was like 40 years ago, you know, but you know, now, you know, it's all, yeah, my nephew or my cousin,
right?
Yeah, Lavell Crawford. And then my sister will try to downplay it. I mean, he got his life, we got our life, but they don't tell the truth. They be flying the shows and coming out there, you know, and I put them on payroll so they can sell a T-shirt, so they can be part of the thing. Just want to come out and kick it, you know. But you know how it is.
Yeah. I get you. I get you. People just come out of woodworks too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But them to come out of woodwork, they don't get no love, you know.
Oh man, but as we see that you've been doing this for a long time, and also too, when it comes down to your health, you decided to get better, get healthier. What caused that? What triggered that?
Oh man, I mean, life, you know, I mean, I got a beautiful wife. And, I mean, and, you know, I really, you know, I guess, you know, I put God in it all day. You know, Jesus is my savior. I cuss and talk like a mess, but when it comes down to God, I whoop your ass on, you know. But my wife, you know, in the Bible say you find a wife, you find a good thing. And, you know, and with my wife, I got blessed with her. She got me more in the church than I was. I was already going to church, but, you know, I found out, you know, I was out there living in sin, and I got married. And then I was blessed with my little boy. And, you know, and I thought once you get married, you ain't got to be on that track of have to be attractive, but then you think about, damn man, I'm gonna die from a heart attack, and I'm gonna leave this woman who gave her life to me to take care of her and love her, and she loved me back. Blessed with a child. I'm gonna leave her hanging, And then I said, damn, I love myself too much. I mean, because, people call you all kind of names, you chunky, always got some kind of thing the fat people are so unhealthy, and I said, I have to do something because I got this beautiful boy. I have to be in his life and give him the treasures, the gems that I can give him. If I can't, I'm going to give him generational wealth, but also I'm going to give him generational mental wealth and give him every insight I can, and I got to be around to do that, and then he want to play basketball and stuff like that. And, daddy guys, I was a chunky dude, but I moved, and I still, people could always doubted big brothers, and I was not one of the ones you better doubt. And I've always been right, you know what I'm saying? But they think we slow or we can't do it. We carry this weight around, but like leg weights. We know right. Yes. I mean, we like to eat, nigga, but we can get down. You wouldn't have no Super Bowl if it wasn't for big brothers on the team. So
I'm through, bro.
Yeah. But so in that mentality scheme, I said, man, let me get take some. My baby sister actually was one that inspired me because I wanted to do weight loss surgery, but when I found out this one cat, he was an actor. You seen him on Martin. He was a big dude, and I think his name was Chris. I'm trying to think, but he went and had the weight loss surgery because he just wanted to try to do his own weight. But back then, I guess the medical field wasn't ready for it. And the brother wound up down on the table. I was like, oh shit. I said, I go the hard way. I cleansed. I went on like 24, 25 days without eating like 3 times. I did exercise, did the boot camps. I did everything. And I'm trying to find my way. And then my baby sister, she said, I'm going to have weight loss surgery. My high blood pressure, I'm almost diabetic, boom. And I was diabetic. I was having some bad moments with diabetes because I wouldn't give up some sweets and stuff. And then her ass went and had it. And I just seen her looking great. And I asked her a million questions. And then the DJ Big Boy had it also. But I didn't want to go that hard. And then they had an alternative with the gastric sleeve. And I said, maybe that one, and I looked into it. I researched because I think people always should do research. I always research everything. People don't they want to just jump into something. Oh, because it's not like the doctor said, it wasn't no silver bullet. It wasn't going to kill it. But what it did for me is I was already on a healthy track. I was always athletic. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 9 years. I've been boxing. I was an athlete. I played football. We did it all. So I knew how to stay on a path. I just had to watch my diet because you could go back. And once I lost the weight and I started moving better, I felt better. And, I looked better. I ain't really do it for, aesthetics. I just did it because, I felt better. And once you feel better, you do better. You know what you can do. You move different. You also change the mode of operations, how you deal with people. You don't always lose weight just with your weight and poundage and inches. You lose weight with people who you deal with. Your surroundings even get smaller. You get thinner. It's like the road manager I had, he was like a brother to me, but we wound up falling out when I lost weight because he used to do devious stuff. And since I, go get something to eat, go to sleep, go tell my jokes, just go get something to eat, hear what I'll be mad, but I let it slide. But once the food wasn't, the obstacle or the substitute, I eat a little bit now, I eat some good food, but I don't, I could go a whole day without eating, but once I get hungry, I eat a little bit. And it's enough. I don't sit up and let's go to Burger King. Shit, let me get about 4 Whoppers. Let me go to Cracker Barrel. Give me that that hash brown casserole, double French fries, and 5 pieces of that catfish. Give me double jelly on that son bitch. That's how I used to be. Give me, man, I ain't got no cheese on my eggs. I need a little more cheese. And with my sweet tea, that's sweet. Better bring sugar over here. Let me do my own. And And you know, and once you took that out, you look and say, man, it ain't like people always say you change. Most of the time, it don't be you, and that's the truest fact I ever heard. The people around you change. Right. Everybody changed. You know, my family, we all eat healthy. Our house look like Whole Foods. They juice. You know, they do more than me. Some of the shit I be like, man, we ain't got to do all that shit today, you know. But it helped people around me. I inspired a lot of people that I didn't even know that I was inspiring. My boy wound up having it, Roman Murray, and he looked great. I mean, he dropped the weight off, and it was a competition thing. He didn't want me to get smaller than him, and he's still looking big, and then everybody, you know. But whatever, I don't do it right. I don't do nothing for nobody but to make myself better. But if I inspire people, even when I talk to them, I said, I don't do it for prestige. I don't help people out for prestige. I didn't gave away thousands of dollars. Your ass will never know who I gave it to, because I don't want these Negroes to be on videos taping shit that I do. I don't care about that, because God gave it to me. I thank God I am the lender instead of the borrower, and that's a blessing. You know, my wife give me that. We look at that, and we look at our life, and our life has been blessed, every day from that. So, you know, that's when I went on that weight loss journey. That journey, was needed. You know, and my one thing my road manager that I fired said was real. Nobody can really sit up here and say they live two different lives. The bigger guy from there, because like I tell people, being a comedian, strange enough, on stage, I was confident as a lion. I was a tiger on stage, and I still am. But off stage, I would go into that little insecure fat shell. Mm-hmm. Now that I'm off that stage, everybody looking at me a different way. They coming up to me, oh, you want to eat? Now I got to get defensive. Like, fuck you, I ain't hungry. So now it's almost like I go into the shell. Before I got married, I look at the girls, and I know they didn't want to be with me, but I still, once I get my confidence, I would walk up. I ain't afraid, but for a minute though, that part of me was crazy, man. It was like, now, I became a man that I am, not from the weight loss. I didn't stepped into the real man. That shell then came off, and now you got a man, fearless to the nines.
Fearless to the nine. I love it.
I call all day long. And ain't my family first, and nothing that this world could do to me, because I got a God behind me. I got the creator behind me. I am fearless. There's nothing I'm afraid of.
That's it, Lavell, right there. Transitions, and that has been a great transition for you, because it's affected all of your being, and that's the way it's supposed to do to make you better, right?
Next, Lavell tells us what he wants to do after comedy. Don't you miss it. Back in a moment.
Michelle Ryder from The Circle Season 3, and you're watching The Michael Finkley Show.
Colors. What the? Oh, God. This one. Yeah, right, Marine. So I guess we don't stand for colors, huh? I'm sorry. I was starving. What was you eating on anyway? Let me put you on. This that Lucy's Hoopie Pie. Okay. Hey, but before you go, Marine, what can I get me one of those? Oh, at all the Super Target locations, Sergeant. Okay. And where can you get your chart sheet at in the morning? On your desk. As long as we track it.
And you think about how we live today. They can make up something, and you looking outside now. This is how blessed we are now. We can see. We got TVs, we got video, we got these fucking phones that tape all the shit. But those 10 people still be like, oh, well, you know, and it's almost like people are blind with their eyes wide open.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it is, you know, it scares me. That's why, like, because when I seen churches close down, I thank God for my preacher. You know, my pastor, you know, he owned his church because some lot of the cats bought and paid for it. And then, you know, when you gonna close down, so you think these people gonna really trust God when you close? They think it's all over.
Yeah.
Some of these people follow the preacher. You know, and it got scary out here, man. And I just turned to God, man, and God been delivering me. And this is when you should be really strong in your faith. And then I don't judge nobody. You do what you want to do. You choose to serve God the way you serve. The thing about it is, man, I got closer to him. And I had wrote on my vision board, I said, let me get closer to you. And he told me how to get closer. And that lockdown, I got super close to him more and more because he had to come and talk to me, and he be talking to me on so many different levels to the point like I said, I know we did, you know, you interview me, I talk a lot, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm good. This is some good stuff. Go on, bro.
But listen, like they right, like 2020 was a rough year for everybody. But when them doors opened up for them comedy clubs, I got in my car and I drove to every city I could, doing all of it. During the pandemic, I said, hell yeah. And then we set up to shoot a special. God was so good, he made the special happen during the pandemic, during the thick of it, you know. And this nominated for a Grammy. Thank God for Comedy Dynamics and Brian Volkwise and the CAA and all those guys. And we went and shot it in Tempe, Arizona. I wanted to shoot it in Houston, where we were down here in Texas. They was coming. It was the club was open, Jack. We was fearless here. Bring COVID in here, goddamn it! I got a 45. I'll take on that goddamn COVID, you know. And I was hoping we could come down here and do it because that'd have been just on another level. But where we did it, it was great. My son introduced me. It was a beautiful setting.
Wow.
Huh?
I said, oh, wow.
Yeah. If you watch it, my little boy my 11-year-old comes out who wants to be an actor and all that. And he came out and introduced me. It was a wonderful moment. The special was fantastic. And then it got nominated. And I think it got nominated because I kept my honest feelings. I didn't come out trying to be afraid. I didn't come out trying to work for a company that ain't giving me a damn check. I didn't come out to do that. I didn't come out to start anything. You know, I came out as Lavell Crawford.
Right.
You know, because that's how Lavell Crawford is. Lavell Crawford got in trouble in elementary school because I ain't believe the teacher. I ain't listen to her ass because I knew she didn't have my back. I got in trouble, and I didn't know if my mom was going to come and help me out. I got my ass paddled because my mouth going to run. I got my ass threw off the church bus. I've been a person who, you know, and those people who God always picked up, if you look at them disciples, and one of God's disciples was a shit disturber. For real, all of them was shit disturber. Paul, he had to knock Paul off the mule. He said, man, why you persecuting me, Paul? You know, Paul was a gangster. So you think about everything you look at, because God's children are rebels. And then sometimes you have to be there, and he'll protect you because he always knows about that bad kid, that kid that get into trouble. His mama was like, you going to stay with me. I'm going to make sure you all right because I know your ass. Y'all what? No, you going with me. And I used to be in trouble. My mama used to make me go with her. I used to get to go do some fun shit because she didn't want me to make her embarrassed. You know, you ain't gonna be embarrassed, no. You just go with me to the restaurant. Ooh, I wanted to go to the restaurant anyway, you know. So you know, I look at that as the aspect of, you know, you gotta always stay on that faithful journey with this. And people ask about that when whoever talked to me about the Grammy, that's one of the reasons why I think I got it. You know, a lot of people was afraid, so it wasn't nobody out there. So when ain't nobody the way, cream rises to the top. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
You know?
Let me ask you this question, Lavell. Do you feel that you've been blessed thus far because you stayed in your lane and minding your business?
I think I only place I stayed in my lane is, you know, I didn't waste my time on outlets that wasn't beneficial to me.
Mm-hmm.
I see people making money with it, but I didn't know how they was making the money. And I don't think that was nothing on my success. I put all my success in Lord Jesus Christ. I put it in him. It ain't had shit to do with me being in my lane. God, because I would have fucked this up a long time ago. Trust me. I don't think God had everything to do with my success. I mean, if if a man asked me, me staying in my lane, no, because I haven't. Mm-hmm. I haven't stayed in my lane. You guys me on stage, I don't be in my lane. I be all over the damn place. And I say what's on my mind and on my heart. And I think that's what makes me funny is because I talk about what the fuck I want to talk about. Sometimes it's not going to be the prettiest. It's not going to be the safest. Mm-hmm. I talk about what I want to. I'm not over deadly and nasty and raunchy, but I talk about the real of the things that y'all trying to glamorize.
Right.
I mean, some things that y'all try to glamorize is and I'm talking about everybody, not just black folks, just everybody who try to glamorize stupidity. I'll talk about it. I mean, for a minute, that crate challenge and shit, you know, y'all was advertising the shit out of it. Now that's gone. Mm-hmm. You had enough people died from it, from some of falling off a damn crate. First of all, steps are made, and they're made from an architect, someone and a builder and a contractor who knows how to lay that shit down right and with a foundation so somebody won't fall and sue his dumb ass or sue the place that they're walking at. But your special ass gonna go, yeah, I'm gonna walk up this thing, Kurt, and get taped. And then, I mean, and it's fun if y'all just having fun. But when y'all put it on thing and calling it a challenge and you advertise it, glamorizing, it's pure stupidity. It's more stupid people with smartphones, and I don't want to get in trouble with that, but it's more stupid people with smartphones than smart people with smartphones. And they seem like the smartphone gets smart because it ain't doing what you're doing, but it's taping how stupid your ass is. You know, I'm saying I ain't even smart enough for no smartphone. I said, I don't even like it because that some bitch come up, he all in your business. You ain't even talking to us. That phone just light up. Did you say, no, I did not. Not your damn business, phone. Siri gone. You should be on break.
Siri never on break.
Man, I got this app, and these apps are some bitch like this True Bill. I put that shit on my app. You got a unauthorized large sum of money you spend. I said, man, your business, True Bill. I ain't asking you to talk about what I'm buying. Shit. Did you buy a bag of weed? Man, look here. You know. It got too much in your business. I'd be damned if I deal with them damn robots. Them robots will fuck my life up. Hey, I got your form. You looked at Pornhub now. No, I did not. You a lie. My screen was frozen for almost 5.5 hours. Let me turn this off. Where that safe switch that turn your ass off? You gonna get everybody in trouble.
Everybody.
Man.
Oh, dang, Lavell. Well, let's go.
Standing in lane, no, man. I just think, God directed my path. I mean, because I look at my success as a blessed success. I look at, and I don't judge nobody else's success. I mean, because mine, the things that I've gotten, I had to go down some long roads. I didn't get to the shortcuts fast. I didn't get I did Comedy View back when it was hot, but none of this stuff blew me up. And I could have let life be bitter, but God, that's when I realized I got closer to God, because when I started getting bitter to a point of, man, like, why I ain't got whatever, bit, God was made it so that didn't even really matter no more. And God started letting this eye closed up, because sometimes this might be the jealous eye. And this eye is the eye that sees what it needs to be. It's on the left hand side, but it's by my heart. And it really sees what's really going on. Because you look at somebody making it, you think, oh man, they doing this, and they got this show. Because social media make a motherfucker look like he balling out of control.
Yep.
But you find out that nigga got one plastic cup, nigga don't even got no plumbing in the house. His car on E, he driving a G-Wagon, but that sucker he ain't never been on G or F, but it's on E every day. That nigga flying on a jet, and then motherfucker snuck on. You know, you look at, you know, and then you don't realize how much they got to pander too. They can't be free. I feel that I'm very free, because I'm doing it how I like Frank Sinatra said, I did it my way. I ain't do it the way where the enemy or the devil could come in. Yeah, you want it, you better go on it. No, I don't need yours. Right. The way God gives, I mean, I'm getting all the stuff because you look at it, like you say, the nominated for a Grammy, that came out of nowhere. I didn't have nothing to do with it. Yeah, man. I mean, I wouldn't even do. I was in Ontario, California. And my family, my wife and son, we live in California. That's where he was born at. Mm-hmm. And we was just hanging out. Went to this vegan spot, and we was hanging out. And we was in there, and my agent hit me up. I ain't have my phone with me. I get back in the car. He said, Grammy-Nominated Comedian. I was like, huh? I thought he was just playing with me. So then I called. I said, what you talking about, man? He said, what you talking about, man? I said, he gonna say, you ain't get my message? And he showed me he had the clip from Variety. And I looked at it, I'm like, what the hell? And one of my buddies has said, this is gonna be your biggest special ever. That's what he said. He spoke that in existence. That was a blessing, you know, coming from him. It was weird, but he said it, and I was just like, you know. And the strange thing about it was a blessing of the body of work, because I have other specials that I think were great, but that one was just, I got to do it. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was like, I just got to go up and talk about all this stuff that God gave me the muse to talk about. So that was the cool thing about it. But but like I said, 2021, God gave me my stuff back so fast. And God said, I'm gonna bless you in 22 with big ass things. You probably get a mega things where you ain't got no room for it. And I thank God for it. But 2021, I was on the tour with Mike Kells. I did Better Call Saul. They final season. I'm on Better Call Saul. Then I walked right into a movie with my friend Adam Sandler. He's always blessed me with a movie that's my third installment, you know, from Ridiculous Six to Hubie Halloween. Then we jumped in right into this one. Home Team, that's #1 on Netflix right now, a wonderful family movie. And then walk right out of that. This is how God blessings work. Walk right out of that. Right onto a little horror comedy thing where I played a vampire on Shudder, produced by AMC. Also affiliated with Breaking Bad, where I played a vampire who was stuck in a time warp, you know, and it was funny. You know, walk right out one movie right into a TV show where I had a star role in, right into tours and everything going on from the dates, and did not stop working at all. Mm-hmm. All the way up to the new year where I got nominated for a Grammy. And I mean, you know, and I mean, like, just being me, you know what I'm saying? Through all of this. And I said, it's been a wonderful moment, you know? And I said, you can't never look at 2020, you know, because I was looking at Instagram, 2020 was horrible. I said 2021 was horrible. I was like, I don't know about all that. I can't sit up and say, you ever have where your shit going good and your friends, they out here talking bad, so you can't even brag on your good shit? You ever be in that position?
Yep.
Yeah. Where you sitting up there, you like,
yes, sir.
man, heart and broke down. That for the got on my nerves. I'm about to leave her. I'm about to cut my lights off. You sitting over there. You got a wad of money in your pocket. You can just watch your new car. You can't brag on nothing. Can't brag on nothing. You're like, damn, man. God got you, though. God got you.
Always, sir. Always. Do you think this Grammy's going to change you in a positive way?
Yeah. I got a SAG award from being on Breaking Bad. I won an Actors Award. I ain't even consider myself no thespian, you know what I'm saying? I got an Actor Award for being on Breaking Bad. Walked right past Oprah. John, what's his name? What's the brother with the eye? Forrest Whitaker. Walked past Forrest Whitaker. All them, they was still sitting in their seat. They thought they was gonna walk over to get the award. I walked up and got me a SAG award right past all of them. You understand what I'm saying? But it didn't change me because, I'm just humble, man. I love the ride, brother. Little fat boy from St. Louis, getting straight C's and D's in school, getting my ass whooped, throwing off church buses to come in one of the well-known comedians around the country.
Yes, sir.
Still doing it, still building audiences, still building brands in the company of a lot of people who are very successful. Mm-hmm. All on the path of God. Grammy ain't gonna do shit for me, but I'll be just thankful. And I'll take it and I just put it over there with the other shit. And I might take a few pictures with it. Yeah, on to the next.
I look at you. I've been watching you for years. You make you laugh, but you don't see the other side. So this side really makes you three-dimensional now, right?
Oh, man, you met the grown-up 53-year-old Lavell. That's all. Hey, you met the one that had a celery juice earlier today. I was back in the day when I was sitting up here and have a big old gallon of fruit punch. I might say something. He'd be like, man, this nigga ain't thinking about nothing right. Now I done feel my third eye a little bit. That forehead, that's that third. That's why I got that point up there. That's that third eye up there.
I can't with you. But I always ask this question, right? You have accomplished so much. And you've acting, comedian, you've been in movies, you've been in series, you won many awards, Grammy-nominated, sir, right? So what is that next biggest thing for you?
The biggest thing for me right now is to just make sure that my family is left well if I leave them before we leave together. Generational wealth. But the main thing is my goal is to produce like, that's why I say Adam Sandler was one of my heroes. I want to put on some of the young comics that I've seen and some of my friends that need to get that moment. Mm-hmm. I wanted to get famous enough where I can call the shots, where I can, and produce a few movies where they can eat and make that bread. And everybody go, oh my God, like Kevin Hart, that's beautiful. He took his team and them guys, and I was listening on the radio. They got the radio, Sirius Radio. And one dude said he bought his wife a $40,000 ring. And I was just like, man, I was highly impressed because I'm thinking to myself, this dude ain't that famous. I don't even know him, but that's just because of Kevin Hart. And no strike against him. It's just the point of he said he bought his wife a $40,000 ring. That's powerful. Yeah. So he didn't set his buddies up to the point where they can live the life that they that they think that they want to live. And I think that's gracious. And I just want to, I got a few friends that I'm going to put them there to get that life. Whatever they do with it, they do with it, But it's like, man, we got to get it. That's going to make, I'm going to make magic. Yeah. I'm 53. I got about 12 more years, and I gotta go preach the word for the rest of my life. And I don't care if I just save one soul. I'm going to be a preacher.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I don't care. I'm gonna preach. I'm gonna be 65 and I'm walking in the church. I'm walking right away from this and I'm going right into theology, whatever. I'm gonna preach my first sermon. I'm gonna have me a little church I'm gonna pay for, and I'm gonna save one soul. If I just save one, that's all I want to do. You know, one soul to heaven. If I could do anything else. And I told my wife that. I said, man, you know, I said, we don't, you know, I live a blessed life. If I want to try to act like if I look over the fence and see they got a swimming pool, I said, man, I need a swimming pool. But then I get a swimming pool, I say, damn, I gotta clean this swimming pool. I gotta keep the swimming pool up. I gotta pay for this and put water in it. My water bill all high now. So you gotta look at how he blesses you. Yeah. He blesses you. If he wants you at that pool, he'll make, if God will, God will, he'll make it for you. So when he put things in my life, man, like this comedy, man, I've been doing comedy for 30 years. Wow. Telling jokes. Over 30 years. It's been longer than that. I just say 30. It's been longer than that. And I've been doing this and making a living for 30 years. Let me say that, over 30 years. A living. I take care of a wife, 3 beautiful children, house, cars, all for telling jokes. Everything I've got is from God blessed me to tell these jokes. I ain't had to bust my back. I ain't had to go. I did all that when I was 16 and up, working my ass off. But I really wanted this, and God gave it to me. And I mean, he gave it to me in gangbusters. So when I look at that, how he blessed me, I can't go and serve him full time for the last part of my life. Hey, man, it's on. I got to. That was the biggest. That's one of the biggest things I gotta do is I gotta do that. I ain't walk around want to be no TDJ. I don't want to be none of that. I just want to be Pastor Crawford. Come over here. I'm gonna bless you. I'm gonna go and see about you. I'm gonna lay hands on you. I'm gonna tell you about God. I'm gonna tell you the real. I'm gonna get you to the point of you understanding that God is not to play with. You ain't gonna be sitting around here calling on God when it, thank you, God, when you get a little something, and then God, why you do this to me when something go bad? You call on all day. You drop in every time I go before I get in that bed. I drop on that hardwood floor, but I put a pillow on my knees because I'm old now, and I lay a pillow on my knees, and I just thank Him for how every day the clouds and the sky is up there, the ground is under my feet, the wind is blowing still the same way. I'm still alive walking around here. And that's when you understand the realness.
That is inspirational, sir. Yeah. Wow, that is great. How can our viewers find you on social media?
Well, you go to Lavell's the Comic. That's Lavell, LAVELLS, THACOMIC on Instagram. And you go Comedian Lavell Crawford on Facebook. And then go to my website, comedianlavellcrawford.com. And you see me in these streets. It's going. Like I said, I'm not afraid of that no more. Because I'm doing a damn good job as much as I can. As long as I'm in it, in the fight, you're going to win, dog. Yes, you're going to win. You'll win. You sit up there and look up here. I look up, Mike Finkley Show is on NBC. I'll be like, man, this time being did all that. You could have waited to do my interview. You know?
I'm Winifred A. Winston, founder and executive director of Dyslexia Advocation and the host of the Black and Dyslexic podcast, and you're watching The Michael Finkley Show.
Keeping your skin flawless and clean is important, and I have the products just for you. Welcome to Mimi's Natural Pantry, where she specializes in homemade handcrafts, including lye and goat milk soaps, body butters, and sugar scrubs. All items are handmade products. All items have simple ingredients and are vegan friendly. In a world where you can barely pronounce many of the ingredients in your everyday products, Mimi's Back to Nature offers an alternative choice for those who are ready to get back into nature. Ready to order? Visit their website at mimisnaturalpantry.com. All orders over $50 have free shipping up to 25 pounds. Need a little motivation? Timothy Clifton is with us every week on Mondays to get your week started with a little motivation, all here on The Michael Finkley Show. Are you ready for hip hop and soul? Introducing the hip hop and soul duo, MC Squared. They chat with us about how they got started, their album release, and so much more. It's a show you don't want to miss. Next Finkley. Finkley Friday. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. I hope that you learned something from this interview today. Thank you so much, Lavell, for being with us and just telling it like it is in your own words. We appreciate you, my friend. You're always welcome back here on the Michael Finkley Show. And before the interview started, I told you that it was life-changing, right? He said to me in the interview that, he prays. He has, as you see, he has a very big spiritual background and being when it comes down to his relationship with God. And he said something that really triggered me. He said that every night he gets on his knees and he prays. He gets that pillow, because he said his knees not there where they used to be. Gets that pillow and gets on his knees and he prays to God, showing honor and grace towards God. And that really got to me because, I grew up, I tell you all, I have a big spiritual background as well, thanks to my grandparents and my mom, always attending my sisters and I to church. And even present day because I have a relationship with him. And but I was lacking because I would get into bed and pray and sometimes fall asleep. Just gonna be straight honest. So once he said that registered to me. Let's go back to the old time way, right? Getting out on bended knee and praying to God and reverencing his mighty grace in our life. And so ever since this interview, that's what I've been doing every night and every morning, is getting on my knees and praying to him. And I tell you, it's made a difference. It has made a difference in how I pray and how that connection with him has gotten stronger for me. So thank you for that, Lavell. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, you're always welcome back. If you're not already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Michael Finkley Show. Ring that bell for notification. We'll see you in emails saying, hey, new content's uploaded. Please listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And for more information about what we do, visit our website, michaelfinkley.show.com. Of course, YOU42, visit us at YOU42.com for our content and exclusive information at times, but I'll tell you when to look for it as well on YOU42. Thank you so much for watching us, and guess what? We'll see you next time. Have a good one.